Hi, welcome to this week's episode of TPI Games to Watch. I'm Lizzie Arbogast, sports editor at Tallapoosa Publishers, and we are officially in football season. It is the second week of the year, and we are in rivalry week. We are very excited for it. We will hear from both Caleb and Carmen later on, but first we want to talk about a couple of games going on in Tallapoosa County. I have to squeeze in and get a quick mention for the Dadeville Reeltown game, which is Thursday night. This is always a really exciting game, and I'm excited to see what happens. Dadeville played a lot better than I expected them to in the first week, and so I think they're actually going to be a good test for the Rebels. So I'm excited to see what goes down. But of course, our game of the week here is Benjamin Russell playing host to Clay Central. There are so many storylines surrounding this game. Danny Horn's coming back. He's going for his 300th win. Clay Central's the defending state champion. They're trying to avenge a loss last year that they probably shouldn't have. Benjamin Russell had a thrilling victory last year. They're also renaming the stadium. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But at the end of the day, it should be a good football game. Benjamin Russell played extremely well against Beauregard last week. Their offense was firing on all cylinders. They did a great job. Their offensive line was really, really impressive. They did a great job with their running backs and really established the run, which is something they're going to have to do against the Danny Horn coached team. Also, defensively, they looked really strong. I talked to Benjamin Russell coach Kevin Smith earlier today, and they said they were not misaligned on any play for their defense. They held Beauregard to under 60 yards of offense, and so that was really impressive. The only thing that they're going to need to really do is be a little bit more physical. Benjamin Russell did play very well, but didn't play super physical, which is something that Central Clay is obviously going to bring to the table, that Danny Horn always brings to the table. So I'm really excited for this week. It's a week that we've been looking forward to for a very, very long time, and hopefully the rest of the games around the area will live up to that hype as well.
I'm Caleb Turntime with the Wetumpka Herald, and in this week's Games to Watch, we're going to take a look at one of the bigger rivalries in Central Alabama as Stanhope Elmore travels to Prattville, as the two teams will meet for the 30th consecutive season. Prattville has dominated this series as of late, winning each of the last 6 games on the field and taking wins in 24 of the last 29 games. Stanhope has not won at Prattville since 1981, so the Mustangs will be looking to make a little bit of history of their own. They almost snapped the streak last year when they hosted Prattville, but the Lions kicked a game-winning field goal in the final seconds to win 19-16. This year, Prattville enters with a 1-0 record after defeating Foley behind a strong passing attack, which included big performances from receivers Kendrick Rogers and Taylor Thompson. Stanhope Elmore will have to rely on their experience in their secondary and their talent up front. So look for William Whitlow Jr. and TJ Jackson to make their impacts in the pass rush to limit Prattville's passing attack. Stanhope will counter with an offense that was very one-dimensional last week, but due to the rain, Coach Brian Bradford expects to throw the ball a little bit more with quarterback Andrew Rhines this week. But I still expect this game to be very defensive and low-scoring, so make sure you get out for this rivalry game. If you're making the trip over to Prattville, get there early because they expect to have a huge crowd.
Hello everyone, I'm Carmen Rogers with Tallapoosa Publishers, bringing you this week's Games to Watch. I'm here at J.E. Hunt O'Brien Stadium with the Tallahassee Tigers head coach Mike Battles. Coach, the Tigers had a tough season opener last week, but tell me, how do you feel heading into Friday night's game against Hanley High School?
Well, I mean, we put a bunch of youngins out there, and they got brought into high school football. Obviously we played a really good Catholic football team, and we did a lot of good things. We tried to point that out to them. We made some mistakes, and we knew we would, but I think we're better off this week as far as our kids now understand, what it's like to play in a football game. We had 9 new starters, and so they've been kind of indoctrinated into it. We've had a really good week of practice, had a good practice yesterday, and so, our kids, I hopefully, as the saying goes, you make your most improvements from week 1 to week 2. So, hopefully we will. We moved a few folks around. We've got more people involved on the offensive line, defensive lines, and trying to get as many kids involved as we can. And, we got a few injuries. We've got some guys that got banged up in there, and so we've got to have the next man up and some guys step up. But as far as, the attitude and they had to gain experience, and they got it. And so Catholic's got a real good team, and They put it to us, but we did some good things to them. We tried to point those out to the kids.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of Games to Watch. We hope you'll join us again next week. Until then, I'm Carmen Rogers with Tallapoosa Publishers.